051. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot of talking. Worldwide. Yes, indeed. What are we going to talk about today? We have a Duracoat finished firearm of the week. We've got we have a gentleman named Dan Monroe, who's a music producer, studio engineer, and musician. He's going to give us 3 minutes of reason. 3 minutes of reason. That's all I'm going to ask for you guys is that you sit quietly and listen for 3 minutes. West Virginia. Yes, West Virginia. They just became a 2A sanctuary state, and we're going to talk about that. And then we have some other housekeeping and things to talk about. So pay attention. Close that hole under your nose, open your ears, and listen louder.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
Yes, indeed. I think quite often you guys just gloss right over that. I am the pimp hand of America because this country needs a slap. And if that makes you feel queasy, that makes you tinkle a little bit in your undies, then, well, you really need to be here. If that's, you need to sit down, close that hole under your nose, and listen louder. Absolutely. Oh, man. Let's see. Show notes for the week. Zach is in his studio, and Jared is in his studio. That's not part of the show notes. It's just me telling you. Say hello, Jared.
Hello, Jared.
And hello, Jared is wearing the original Stoner t-shirt. OG, the original Stoner, or OS, the OSOG. You're like, original Stoner? What is this guy talking about? Well, if you went to shopsotg.com, you could find that t-shirt. We've got a bajillion t-shirts for you freaks to wear. And it's t-shirt season, right? Is it t-shirt season? Are you getting buff for t-shirt season? I am.
Yep.
I'm pumping the iron for t-shirt season. What have we been doing? I'll tell you. Well, I don't know what the boys have been. Well, actually, I do. They've been helping me. I've been a writing fool. I've been a writing fool here lately. And we just released another book in the Patriot Fire Team, which is now a series, I guess. I wasn't planning on it being that, but it is. The Patriot Fire Team Mission Planner. The Mission Planner. And if you guys checked your email today, there was an email in there from Jared or us or whatever offering you a signed copy of this book. If you don't want a signed copy, you're like, I don't want your signature. Okay, I don't care. Go to Amazon and get yourself a Kindle version or a paperback version. I highly recommend that you get, if you have to have it immediately because you really want to like soak your brain in knowledge, you can get the Kindle, but I strongly recommend that any kind of an educational book that you have as a solid physical copy so that no system can ever take it away from you. And, you know, here's the reality, man. If all your stuff is in the cloud and it's educational material, if it's tactical material, if it's a step-by-step table on how to do something and it's in the cloud, it can be gone. Boom. Just like that. So if it's important information, now if it's just a fiction book or, you know, Mind Candy or something, go crazy. Just do Audible books or Kindle books or whatever. But if it's something that is valuable information, like the books that I write, I would highly recommend that you have paper, that you have Dead Tree. So check your freaking emails, and there is an offer in there to get it's a pre-order for a signed copy. But like I said, if you don't want a signed copy, that's cool. You can just go to Amazon, the links in the show notes, get a Kindle version or get the paperback version. And they actually do send them out pretty quickly. We track that. I was talking to the boys the other day. I actually sent one of my books to someone as a gift, and they got it in 2 days. I checked it this morning, Jared, and that book that we talked about, it's actually out for delivery right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So
that's quick.
I ordered it Wednesday morning, and it's out for delivery on Friday. So that actually is pretty good for print-on-demand books.
Do you get your author copies yet?
No.
Imagine that.
No, I didn't get my author copies yet.
At least it gets to the customers quickly.
Yeah, that's right. The customers are the important things. Screw the author.
Yeah.
It's funny. No, they actually told me that the estimated delivery is May 12th. So we'll.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
It's got to get through the middle of Wyoming. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I have to get all the way from Denver up to where you are.
Yeah, they got to put it on the truck. I know the FedEx guy so well now. He feels comfortable screwing with me, joking with me. So yesterday he pulls up, and I was waiting for him because I had a box to go away that I needed him to take, so I wanted to make sure that he got it. So I was waiting for him to pull up, and he pulls up, and I walk up, and I'm like, "Hey, man," I said, "I got a box for you." And he gets out, and he takes this little thing, his little boop, his magic wand, and boops it, and then and I said, and I know you've got one for me, because I knew that I had a box of Black Rifle coffee coming for my birthday, right? And so he takes the box, he opens the side of the van, and he puts it in, and he's like, "Oh, there's nothing for you today." He goes, There's a Walmart one here for your wife," and he picks up this Walmart box, right? And I said, "Oh, hell no!" I said, "There's a box that says Black Rifle on it." I said, "That's mine." And he looked at me, he's like, "Okay, I'm just screwing with you." I was just messing with you.
He was going to go enjoy some good coffee.
I was like, oh, no. No, because that happens all the time. He pulls up, and I'm like, "Hey, what do you got for me?" He goes, "Nothing for you. I got some Walmart.com stuff for your spouse, but I ain't got nothing for you, Jack." So, yes, I did. My sister gave me a digital gift card from Black Rifle for my birthday, and so I went online and used it to buy. They have this what do they call it? The combat pack or something crazy. It basically
sampler kit or whatever.
It's a 4 coffee sampler box. So I went ahead and bought that. You're like, "I don't care, Paul. I don't give a crap about your birthday or y'all want to talk about guns." Shut up and talk about guns. All right, I'll shut up and talk about guns. Zach, bump us in with the Duracoat firearm finish firearm bumping to be bump. All right, today's Duracoat finished firearm brought to you by, oddly enough, Duracoat Firearm Finishes. What? Yes, Duracoat University. That is where you can go to learn how to do sexy shizit. I can say shizit, right? Sexy Shiite like this. You can go and learn how to put a tiger stripe camouflage pattern.
It's super high tech too.
It's you have to sit at the feet of the master. If you go to Duracoat University and sit at the feet of the master, that is Steve Lauer, you will learn how to do a super sexy tiger stripe pattern like this one. And this firearm, this gat that I be holding in my hand today, for those of you that can't see through the radio, this is the Canik TP9 Delta Alpha.
One of the OGs.
Yeah, this is an OG. This is a Delta Alpha. This is actually the DA. You said, why would I want that? Well, because some people have weird taste. The original TP9 was an essay. It was a TP9 essay, and I've had a TP9 essay for like 5 or 6 years now, or something like that, and shot thousands and thousands of rounds out of it. And some people in the world's like, well, I don't want that. I want to carry the extra safety of the double action. And I was like, All right, freaks, whatever you want to do. So they designed it for you. And if you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. I don't care. The truth of the matter is all the Canic TP9 pistols use the same magazines, which is nice. So the only difference is the frame size. So as they get smaller, obviously the magazines get shorter. But the standard magazines, the standard 17 round steel magazines, fit in all of them. This fits in the DA and the SA, and it fits in the Combat Elite, and it fits in the Subcompact, and it fits in the Long Slide, and the TP9 or the TPX. TPX fits in the TPX and all of that jazz. And of course, they have a polymer frame, and which has the accessory mount in the front. You know, it's got the rails. And here's the deal: these guns are rhinoceros tough. They're well built guns. They have good triggers. You can throw them on the ground, run them over the truck, pick them up, and just keep shooting them. There's nothing wrong with them. And we've been blessed to have several of these guns to test and evaluate and shoot. I saw one of the companies, I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the online companies had the Combat Elite, the Elite Combat, whichever one they call it, the one that has it's the tan one that's optic ready. Mm-hmm. It's got all the Gucci stuff on it. They partnered with those freaks over at Salient Arms. Yeah, they partnered with the freaks over at Salient, and they put a bunch of Gucci stuff on it, like a Gucci barrel and a Gucci trigger, and they put a magwell on it, which you really don't need, but whatever. And it is an optic ready gun. Oh, and it has a threaded barrel too, so it's suppressor ready, and it's a good gun. But the reason I bring it up is one of the online retailers had it on sale for $7.99. And that's a good price for that gun because it has a ton of features on it. It comes in like a little briefcase type dealio, you know, and it's got all these features and magazines and all kinds of stuff. So that's a good price for that gun. If you haven't gotten into a Canic yet and you're like, I don't know. But you can get into these. You can get into these for like $3.99. The base models, you can get into the base model for $3.99.
I say I'm constantly impressed by the Canic model pistols.
Yeah, you're not going to be disappointed. And if you want to learn how to do a super sexy tiger stripe pattern on any of your guns, whether I did this gun and I did the Occam, the ODS 1775 at the same time. So they have matching patterns on them. So if you want to do that, if you'd like to learn to do that, you can go to DuracoatFirearmFinishes.com and sign up for their Duracoat University. They have modified and altered the Duracoat University now so that you mean me? Yeah, you can go there and be square and actually
don't be a square. Nobody likes squares.
You can learn. You can sit at the feet of the master, learn how to do it like a professional, and then maybe throw a little bit of extra money in your bank account. There's that.
Nah, nobody likes that.
There's that, and do something cool at the same time. All right, so check those guys out at Duracoat because life is too short
to have an ugly gun.
That's right, and life is too short to be not dangerous on demand. You need to be dangerous on demand. You need to actually carry your gat. I know, you're like, what? No, it's true. It's actually true.
And if you're wondering how to submit your own Duracoat project to us, if you want to see it here on the show, to send that to info@studentofthegun.com. I had a couple people write in questions about, hey, what do I do? Are you still accepting submissions for this? And
yeah.
If you have a project that you did that you consider a cool project, then send it to info@studentofthegun.com. If you've got a video overview explaining what you did and why you did it, and obviously showing the project, what it looks like.
Yeah, we want to see what you did, man.
Send it to us. And if we like it and we decide that there's a group vote and we decide to bring you on the show to talk about it, then that's what we're going to do.
We'll expose you to the world. You'll get worldwide.
You'll have an expose done by a student of the gun.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. So that was the firearm of the week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you couldn't see it through the radio, that's cool. You can go to our official Facebook page or YouTube. Are we doing video on Discord yet, or is that still a screwy thing?
You can
It's
also
on there. I'm watching it live right
okay.
now.
and it's also
Right
available
now.
on our Full 30 and our official website.
Yep.
Okay.
Just go to full30.com and watch it.
Yeah, there's lots of places you can go if you want to see the sexiness. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. What is up next on the agenda? Oh, don't forget about our buddies at. Did I tell everybody to use the promo code SOTG when they went to Crossbreed Holsters to save money?
Oh, I don't think so.
Well, then do that.
You should do that.
Yeah, you can be dangerous on demand and you can save money. So buy a good holster, a good belt, a good mag pouch, a chest rig, whatever. Type in SOTG when you sign out, and they're going to apply a discount. You're going to save money and you're going to be happy.
I reckon that I recommend the Reckoning.
The Reckoning. That's actually what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing the Reckoning.
I like it. I use that for appendix carry. Is where I carry out the Reckoning.
And see, I'm the exact opposite. I am a hip carry guy, and I can carry the Reckoning on the hip. That's right. Because I'm hip.
We just blew our OPSEC. Oh no! Now if somebody ever attacks us, they're gonna know exactly where our gun is.
Yeah, it's going to be in their face.
Oh no!
It's going to be shoved down their throat. That's where it's going to be.
I made the mistake of going on the social medias.
And
I saw a conversation with somebody. I don't remember where it was, but it was on the socials, and it was somebody talking about how you should never tell anybody where you're carrying a gun, because then if somebody attacks you and they've seen the video that you did, I'm like, oh my goodness.
So the person that's like, you're like envisioning these like stalkers, and like, oh man.
Like, well, what if I have more than one?
What if I have
what? Surprise.
I have multiple dangerous things. Like, you grab that one, but then I'm going to shove this knife through your eyeball. And
please get close enough for me to grab you.
Yeah, if you grab me, that's my permission to end you. You're like, oh, that's mean, man. Don't say stuff like that. No. If
I
someone
won't even have to discharge any bullets.
If someone breaks into your personal space in public and lays hands on you, they just said to you, hey, you now have permission to destroy me. And I think you should do that.
It's the go button.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right, Brownells from Brownells at brownells.com. You want to know what they've got in stock? Okay, fine. Go to brownells.com, sign up for their newsletter, or text BRN to 556-223. And you will get notifications that will say, hey, we got ammo in stock.
Ooh, Polymer 80s. You know, their top products that they're promoting right now are Polymer 80s and pistol braces. I have no clue why that would be. But, those are the two things.
Actually, on Wednesday, we're going to talk about more braces. And this is what I like. I like companies that, rather than saying, oh, well, we're going to step back and hide. No, we're going to go out and we're going to shove it in your face.
Yeah, but they're causing problems because now that
hide, be the gray man. I'm not going to get into that. The gray man. Oh,
there's a time. Everything under the sun has a time.
Yeah, everything under the sun. And
Solomon said that.
That's it. Now is not the time to be hiding. Oh, Dan Monroe. Who the freak is Dan Monroe? Oh, well, we're not going to hear from him yet because we have something else to do. It's Monday. And what do we do on Monday? We request that you listen a little bit louder.
Attention, new listeners. We produced a complimentary online training course called 7 Training Tips That Could Save Your Life. Get instant access by joining the Student Lounge for free at studentofthegun.com. Do you watch Student of the Gun TV, read the blog, and follow us on Facebook? If you answered no to any of these questions, you are wrong, but you can easily fix yourself. Go to studentofthegun.com to find everything SOTG.
Yes, indeed. That is what you should do. Go to shop SOTG, Just get SOTG. We're everywhere. How can I find what time's your show come on, Paul? Now. My show's on now and now and now. It's always on. All right. This was shared with me this week. A gentleman named Dan Monroe. He's a music producer, studio engineer, and musician. He's not a politician. He's not a doctor. He's not even a scientist. He's just an American adult who has the ability to think and the courage to think. What? How dare you think on your own? Who gave you permission to think? Did the king give you permission to think? I don't know. But this is a quick 3-minute video. And for all of you out there that still have weak-minded, jello-spined
Squares.
Yeah, squares. What was that all about? Brave New World.
Squares.
Squares.
Remember? Thousands of squares.
Oh, yeah.
Squares.
Yep. So for those of you who still have friends and relatives and people that you care about that still don't understand for some reason, I'd say, hey, you have 3 minutes? No, I don't. Well, then I don't want to talk to you and go away. But you got 3 minutes. So listen to the voice of reason for 3 minutes. The guy's name's Dan Monroe. He makes a lot of sense.
I'd like to take a moment to share with you some questions and answers that just this week were uploaded and answered from our very own CDC website regarding the experimental vaccine for COVID-19. Question: if I get vaccinated, can I stop wearing a mask? CDC answer: nope. If I get vaccinated, will I be resistant to COVID? CDC answer: maybe, but probably not. If I get vaccinated, I won't be contagious to others, right? Answer: no, the vaccine does not stop transmission. If I get vaccinated, how long will the vaccine last? CDC answer: no one knows. Why? Because it's still in its experimental phases. If I get vaccinated, can I stop social distancing? No. So then what is the advantage of getting vaccinated? The answer from the CDC: hoping the virus won't kill you. Question: are you sure the vaccine won't injure or kill me? CDC answer: no guarantees. Question: if statistically the virus has a 99.97 survival rate, why should I get vaccinated? CDC answer: to protect others. Question: so if I get vaccinated, I can protect everyone around me, right? CDC answer: no. Question: if I experience adverse effects from the vaccine, am I entitled to be compensated by the manufacturer or the government? CDC answer: absolutely not. You see, the government and the vaccine manufacturers have 100% zero liability. Why? Because according to the CDC, it's an experimental drug. So let's take a moment to summarize, shall we? The COVID-19 vaccine does not provide immunity, does not eliminate the virus, does not prevent death, does not guarantee you won't get it, does not stop you from passing it on to others, does not eliminate masks or social distancing, does not eliminate lockdowns, and if you have adverse effects, you're out of luck. So is everybody in this world just stupid? I'd have to say probably not. Unless, of course, you're one of these people driving around in your car alone with a mask on, then yes, you deserve an award of some kind. Or if you truly believe that if you're standing in a restaurant, you can get COVID, but if you're sitting, you can't. I'm afraid if you believe that, you are aimlessly wandering through the forest of stupidity. And all of this now begs the question: why is it that the powers that be absolutely insist that you must be vaccinated with their experimental drug? Well, the answer is really pretty obvious if you think about it. So wake up and think about it.
Yes, indeed. So all of your friends are like, oh, but for safety. Right, the CDC actually, and he's not lying. And what he said isn't actually, it's not news so much as it hasn't been hidden. You know, we have people walking around in DC, these politicians who supposedly voluntarily got the gene therapy injection. I don't believe they did. You can call me a crazy kook conspiracy theorist all you want, but I do not believe that these ruling class elitists actually got this experimental drug. You say, well, but they all paraded in front of the cameras and sat down and allowed doctors, supposedly doctors, to inject them with what? Saline, clear liquid? We don't know what was in that, or if anything was in it. Sorry, I'm not buying it. I'm not believing it. It's Psychoville. When I was a little kid, you got a vaccine for smallpox. You know why? Because it prevented you from getting smallpox. You got a vaccine for polio. Why? Because it prevented you from getting polio. Measles, mumps, rubella. You got vaccines for that. You know why? It kept you from getting it, and you didn't have to wear a mask, and we didn't have to social distance, and the little kids that got it didn't have to be separated and put in a different room from the ones who didn't. This is not a vaccine. Oh, but the news says it is, Paul, and the CNN says it is, and use your daggum brain. Think about it for a second. If 3 years ago I would have said to you, I'm going to give you an experimental shot that no one knows what the long-term effects are, but it might keep you from getting sicker, but it won't prevent you from passing on the disease to other people or even getting the disease. It'll just help you to not get as sick from the disease. But we really don't know what's going to happen to you in 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or, whatever. 3 years ago, would you have said, yeah, shoot me up, man. I'm going to jump in line and I'm going to take this. It's that John Hamm May. It's like people who say, I did the research before I got my shot. The research provided by whom? The government? Yeah, because I trust the government implicitly. Really? You do? Why? Bro, you are the research. If you're out there getting stuck with needles, you are the research project. You say, I don't believe you, Paul. Okay, we got a brand new story. This actually came out right after Dan Monroe did that video. There's a congressman who, he's a little bit of a firebrand. He likes to throw things in people's faces. And Jared, you got it open here from April 28th. Congressman exposes billion-dollar vaccine company ties to Facebook's fact checker. Jared, do you pick it up with on Wednesday? You got it open?
It's opening. This link wasn't in the show notes.
Oh, it is now. I just opened it from the show notes. I can read it if you want.
Yeah, it's not opening for me.
All right, on Wednesday, this is April, Dateline, April 28th, 2021. So this just happened. You might wonder, you say, I have a Facebook account, and it's not just the words COVID or vaccine. I put up a word, May, and I used the word injection. I didn't use vid, Rona, COVID, vaccine. I didn't use any of those words in my word, May. I just used the word injection. Do you know if you use that word now, Facebook drops in a COVID-19 label on your post? Why? Are the only people in the world getting any kind of injections COVID people? Like, we don't give injections for anything else now. We don't give it for diabetes. We don't give it for cancer. We don't give it for anything else. Everything is about the vid. Why is everything about the vid? On Wednesday, Congressman Thomas Massey who is known for calling it as he sees it, tweeted a bombshell claim about factcheck.org, one of Facebook's most prominent fact-checking groups. These are the people that come up with the algorithms to throw crap onto your posts and to decide whether or not words that you have spoken have been approved by His Majesty the King, by the Ministry of Truth. In short, Massey claimed that the folks fact-checking claims on vaccine are funded in part by an organization that holds over $1.8 billion in stock in the vaccine company. Quote, he said, who pays for the paycheck, or who pays the paychecks for the fact-checkers? Massey wrote, adding, the vaccine fact-checks at factcheck.org, who claim to be independent, are funded by an organization that holds $1.8 billion in stock in the vaccine company and is run by a former director at cdc.gov. Hey, Jared, you remember last spring or early summer when we spent an entire show talking about where's the money going?
Yeah.
Where's the money going? We talked about who the number one mask manufacturers were and how much money the number one mask manufacturers donated to political candidates. How much money is being donated back into the pockets of Washington, D.C. candidates by Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson and whoever the other one is? Oh, none, Paul. None. They don't make political contributions. Bull excrement. Bull excrement. You have to be smart enough to follow the money. Why is Facebook so hardcore in bed with the vaccine people? Why do they care so much? Why does Facebook care so much that they have to jump in on your personal post and flag it for CV-19?
Oh, they're just trying to help. Don't you know?
Why are they so afraid? If their point is spot on and irrefutable, if their argument is absolute, why are they afraid of any counterpoint, of any dissension? Why can't they debate it in public? Why do they have to shut down and silence anyone who says anything other than the state's approved propaganda line? And people say, well, Facebook's a private or entity. They're not the government. See, the government doesn't have to censor you when big tech does it for them. Hello? The government doesn't have to come up with a Bureau of Censorship. They already have Facebook and factcheck.org. That is the Ministry of Truth. That is the censorship organization. They're doing it for them. Wake up and think with your brains, people. You got to be smarter than this. You got to think. All right, let's move on to West Virginia. Please and thank you. All right, we got a story here from the Washington what? Washington something.
Washington Gazette.
Gazette.gov.
Not Gazelle.
Not Gazette. Gazette. From April 29th. So this is relatively brand new. It just happened. Breaking news.
Says West Virginia has become the latest state to be a Second Amendment sanctuary state. The law was signed by the governor of West Virginia, and it bans any enforcement on or cooperation with any and all gun bans or other confiscations, federal or otherwise. The law is HB 4098 or 409B, 4098, correct. It states that the prohibitions, notwithstanding any other law, rule, or order to the contrary, no agent, department, employee, or official of the state or political subdivision of the state while acting in the official capacity may, 1, knowingly and willingly participate in any way in the enforcement of an unlawful act as defined herein regarding personal firearms, firearm accessories, or ammunition. Or 2, utilize any asset, funds, or funds allocated by any entity to the state, in whole or in part, to engage in any activity that aids in the enforcement or investigation relating to an unlawful act in connection with personal firearms, firearm accessories, or ammunition. And it says that the penalties are: A, an unlawful act consists of any federal or state act, law, order, rule, or regulation which restricts an individual's constitutional right to keep and bear arms, including any federal or state act, law, order, rule, or regulation which bans or effectively bans, registers or effectively registers, or limits the lawful use of firearms, firearm accessories, or ammunition, other than a fully automatic firearm which may be made unlawful by federal law. Any such unlawful act is invalid in this state and may not be recognized in this state, is specifically rejected by the voters of this state, and is null, void, and of no effect in this state, and includes, but is not limited to, the following, ... You can go read the rest if you want.
Yeah. Why is this important? Now, there's two things. Somebody said, they're like, yeah, but what if Sniffy Joe and his harlot sign, an executive order, or they tell the ATF that to reclassify AR-15s as fully automatic weapons. They tell their minions at their baby killers at the ATF to issue a memo, and any gun that has a brace is now a machine gun, or any gun that is magazine fed is a machine gun, or whatever. And so our friends are like, see, that's how they're going to get around it. They'll just classify everything as a machine gun. Brothers and sisters, here's my question to you as American citizens. So if the illegitimate tax collection agency, the AFT, if the AFT, I'm not going to disrespect Sniffy Joe by correcting him. So if the AFT just the head baby killer wakes up, and he killed children and women and smiled about it. So just so you know, put that fact in your bonnet and carry it with you. If he wakes up tomorrow and says, well, I just issued a memo, and we all got together in a room and we decided that any rifle that can hold a detachable magazine is now a machine gun. You're like, really? How'd you figure that out? Well, we just did. It's a destructive device. And any pistol, or rifle caliber pistol, or pistol caliber pistol, or rimfire caliber pistol, or I don't care what, anything. If it has a stabilizing brace on it, it's now an NFA item, and it's a machine gun. And you have to get permission to own it. If that happens, are you just going to roll over, stick your butt in the air, and wait to be fornicated? Did I do that well? Did I do that PG enough? You're just going to bend over and wait for the fornication? Say, yep, I'm a peasant, I'm a slave, and the AFT is my master, and the AFT has the authority in the United States to create law. Because what? Because the Constitution says that a regulatory agency has the authority to create law? Well, no. I mean, I know that the Constitution doesn't give them the authority, but they're going to do it. So I just have to obey. The great thing about these sanctuary state bills is that it grabs people and it shakes them. And it says to the people, hey, you are not the slaves of the District of Columbia. That states have rights. The Bill of Rights is still enforceable. Amendment 10 still works. And, it says nothing that's not in specifically, no authority that is not specifically and deliberately granted to the central government by the Constitution is enforceable. The central federal government under the Constitution of the United States of America, the compact that we all agreed upon, cannot create law outside of the Constitution. They can't just say, well, for the interests of health and safety, we've just decided. No, you don't have the authority. And what we have now is dozens of states with governors and houses who are listening to their people and have stepped up and said, hey, no, you lunatics in D.C., you criminals, you can do whatever you want. You can write whatever you want down on a piece of paper, and that's fine if that's what gets you off. But don't come here with your piece of paper and say, we're going to take your citizens' guns. Because it ain't happening, Jack. You want to have some fun, Jared? If you want to have some fun, or any of you on the audience want to have some fun, type in 2A sanctuary state into your favorite search engine, and the left-wing lunatics are like beside themselves. They're beside themselves. Oh, the Brady campaign, Nanny Bloomberg's favorite prostitute, his favorite call girl, Shannon and her sandwich makers, that they're like all over, like, this 2A. I saw one post that said Second Amendment sanctuary states are or methods used by anti-government extremists to try and convince people that the government's going to take their guns. Like, you don't need to convince people of that. They're sitting up there on the Hill in D.C. saying it. I don't need to say it. All you have to do is listen to what they say. We're not going to take all your guns. We're just going to take the ones that we don't like. Yeah, but who put you in charge of deciding what guns I'm allowed to have and what ones I'm not allowed to have? Oh, well, we did. We put ourselves in charge of that. We just decided that we rule you and you are our slaves and you'll do what you're told. But all across America, and the great thing about the 2A is it reminds people about the rights of the citizens of the states. It forces them to think about it. It forces them to remember. Oh, you mean we're not all slaves to D.C.? I'm not Sniffy Joe's slave? No. That's interesting. And what's even more interesting is maybe, just maybe, Jared, Zach, and the whole rest of the world who's listening, maybe if we can use the 2A sanctuary bills to remind people that they are not the slaves of the federal government, then they might kind of remember that they actually have all those rights. They might remember that they have all those rights that are enumerated in the Bill of Rights. They might actually remember the first and second and third and fourth and fifth, all those. They might read the whole thing and wake up and realize that they're citizens, not slaves. That's why it's good. Whether or not they're like, oh, well, what if Sniffy Joe tells his head baby killer to declare all AR-15s to be machine guns? If you guys are not over that by now, if you're not like, yeah, okay, whatever, you do whatever you want, don't come to where I live. End of story. You want another story? I can give you another story, but that story's over. That's the end of that story. You can sit up in D.C. on your throne and scribble words on paper. Don't come to Wyoming, South Dakota, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, and try and play that. Because, homie, don't play that. Yeah, but you guys have anything else to say? Anything else to add?
Bleep, bleep, bleep. That's all, folks.
I actually do have something. I'm going to try and see if I can project myself. Going back to what you said about how, they're trying to convince people, they're trying to trick people into thinking the government's going to try and take away their guns. I've noticed that that's kind of gone the abortion argument route, which was they've kind of started abandoning. Remember, the whole thing is like, oh, it's just an unviable tissue mass. They just kind of abandoned that because they're like, oh, we don't need that excuse anymore. Well, the government's not trying to take your guns, retard. Meanwhile, Democrat politicians literally going out there in front of microphones saying, damn right we're coming for your guns and we're going to take them. Remember Beta Cuck or whatever his name was?
Yeah, Beta Cuck was like, he's going to send the army to take your guns.
Yeah. And whoever that guy was that
other
said,
homo that was going to nuke you?
That's exactly. It's like, I mean, you're R-15. Yeah, freaking cum swallow or whatever you just said. Yeah, him. I don't know. Is cum a censor word, Jared?
Well, there might be children listening. So.
I'll censor it. 45 minutes, 30 seconds. Anyway, but the point is, that argument, the whole, they're not coming to take your guns, that's kind of gone out the window because they're literally out there saying, hell yeah, we are.
Yeah, but according to the Brady campaign website, the Second Amendment actually is not under attack.
Yeah.
Because the laws were passed by democratically elected representatives, and they were signed into law by the state governors. So
that's how that works.
That's not how a republic works.
Didn't you know that the inalienable rights they can be voted out?
Yeah, inalienable rights just means mob rule. Because if you can get enough idiots to vote for you, then you have no more rights. That's why we're not a democracy. We never have been. All right. Thank you, Zach, for reminding us. Yeah, remember Eric Swallow. We don't know what he swallows. We imagine it's a lot of things, but he's going to nuke you if you don't give up your guns. And Beta Cuck is going to send the Army and the National Guard out to take your guns if you don't obey. So, and there's a lot of friends of mine who said, I'm so over that. I'm just sitting here like, I've lived my life. I've had a good life, and I'm going to have a good death. And go ahead, and if you feel like playing that game, let's play it. Not me. I would never say that. But friends of mine have said that. On Wednesday, Illinois FOID card declared unconstitutional by a judge. What? I bet you haven't heard that. I bet CNN's not running that in their headline ticker. They don't want people to know about that. We're going to go have a Brownell's bullet points for you. We're going to talk about brace yourself. Remember what was Mrs. Doubtfire? When Robin Williams, he was talking about when he was Mrs. Doubtfire, he said, Effie, brace yourself. We're going to brace ourselves on Wednesday. We're going to talk about Illinois, and then we're going to talk about what's going on in Tejas, in the Republic of Tejas. All that and more on an upcoming episode. But until then, remember, you're a beginner once.
You're a student for life.
We appreciate your reviews. If you haven't left a review or updated yours recently, head on over to Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast player to voice your opinion. Don't forget to join us at the Student Lounge, a place for like-minded individuals to learn, connect, and support each other. No chicanery will be tolerated. Remember to check studentofthegun.com daily for new, free content and giveaways. Watch, listen, read, shop, and connect at studentofthegun.com. Are you a social butterfly? Connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for new content each and every day at Student of the Gun. Watch Student of the Gun TV and videos from our trusted partners on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Chromecast, and even AirPlay. Go to studentofthegun.com for direct links, and remember, you're a beginner once, a student for life.
All right, it's 12:08. Let's reconvene at 12:15.
All right, so guys,
Knockout Wednesday.
We're going to take about a 12-minute break, so we will be back momentarily. And yeah. So see you guys back here soon. Don't go anywhere.
Hello.
Howdy. My lunch is currently.
You need to buy Jared a watch.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's sitting on the toilet like he usually is.
Mm.
Yay, John's pre-order is done. Thank you, John.
All right.
Checking in West Virginia. Good. All right. So this next episode's going to be all about FOID cards.
I got something to say.
Really, you do? I can't imagine.
I do. I actually do have something to say about that.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
It's a doggone shame, and I'm gonna save it. Oh,
Yeah. You know, that's obviously very much.
don't do the radio on the radio. Don't do the radio until you do the radio.
Yeah, exactly. Don't pre-do the radio show.
Don't pre-do it.
So that Screen Rant guy,
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching a lot of those videos recently. It's like potato chips. You can just keep eating, like just watching it. They're like 5 minutes
The
apiece.
pitch.
Yeah. So you just do another and another and another. And I did all the Star Wars movies.
Mm.
I did the Star Wars Christmas special.
Oh man!
Hey, speaking of babies.
Speaking of babies,
Hello, baby.
hello, baby.
She's got a
What
bottle.
do you have?
This is a perfect distraction for me to go finish making my lunch.
What does the baby have?
Say, Grandpa.
Hi. Hello, angel face. Hello, little angel.
Say hi, Grandpa.
What? What? You figuring it out?
Red.
What? Uh-oh.
Oh, she's
What you looking for? What you looking for, beautiful?
root.
I said, I was up there. I said, "You want to go say hi to Grandpa?" She ran over to the gate and said, "Pagra."
Oh, grandpa. You say grandpa? Yes. Beautiful, baby. Mm.
You can say hi, Grandpa.
Hi. Uh-oh. Do you have new shoes, Ruth?
Say yeah.
You have new shoes? Hi. Bye-bye.
Are you twisting the lid?
Yes. Yeah, I'm smart.
Are you twisting the lid? Is Zach back yet?
Jackie back yet?
Nope.
No.
Mama.
Mama.
You hear Mama walking around?
Mama. Where's Mama? Beautiful.
You say hi, Grandpa.
Hello, beautiful blue eyes.
You got stage right?
Look at that face.
You see her face? She's like, whatever, dude.
Ha.
Ha. Ha, baby.
No, you can't have my phone.
Ha.
Yeah. Say hi.
Hi.
Bob.
Is that true?
Is that true? I
You gotta tell me more about it.
knew it's a bop. Tactic.
Okay, you can stand right here. Pocket the microphone.
Hi. Wait till she figures out the talking into that thing. Hi.
Are you gonna eat it? No drooling on my mic.
She's like, that doesn't taste good. That microphone doesn't taste good.
What
Yeah,
kind of
boogie.
what kind of political introspection did I miss from Ruth there?
Yeah, boogie.
Bok bok.
Have you been teaching her to boogie?
Buck,
Boogie.
buck, buck, buck.
Boogie. All right, we're gonna record now, baby.
All right, we're gonna go.
Take it back upstairs. Bye, bye, Grandpa.
Love you. Bye
Ja-
bye.
James Shields says he used to have one of those.
You gonna blow a kiss?
You can do it.
Mm.
Mwah.
Halfway there, Ruth. Nah, she just got something tasty on her finger that she wants to get off. Aw.
Bye, babe.
Say bye, bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah, grab your bottle. Not my phone. Grab your bottle. Your bottle. That is not your bottle, and you know it. Say bye, bye, Grandpa. Bye, bye, Uncle Zach.
Goodbye, baby Ruth. I hope she's ready for me to call her baby Ruth well into her teens.
Oh yeah, sweet and a little nutty. All right, let's go see Mama.
Does baby Ruth have nuts in it?
I have no idea.
thought
I think it does because I can't eat it.
I thought baby Ruth was like a nougat thing. Baby.
No, I think it has peanuts in it. That's why I've never eaten one.
Oh yeah, no, it's like okay, it's chocolate, nougat, and peanuts.
Yep.
Huh. Neat.
Yep.
Oh,
Dum,
caramel.
dum, dum.
Oh, peanuts, caramel, milk chocolate, and nougat. Well, there we go.
There you go.
Nougat.
Owner Ferrara Candy Company. It's owned by the Ferrara Candy Company.
Now, did Mr. Baby Ruth, did Mr. Babe Ruth help found this company?
I have no idea. No idea.
What the hell?
Do 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 do. Introduced in 1921. It's a 100-year-old candy bar.
1921. Oh yeah, and that was the height of Babe Ruth. So there we go. Yogi Ba. How many of those are there? There's like Babe Ruth and Baby Ruth. There's Yogi Berra and Yogi Bear. What other like celebrity pun products have there been?
Oh, I don't know. Yogi Berra. Yeah, Yogi Berra.
Mhm.
Yeah, Yogi Berra. Ooh.
I remember the Baby Ruth thing from Caddyshack.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's all right. So I'm sure they appreciated having their candy bar product compared to poo.
Baby Ruth.
The Baby Ruth bar
Oh,
when they threw it in the pool in Caddyshack.
Yeah, about Caddyshack.
All right.
does it have nuts in it, or am I thinking
It's-
of Payday?
No,
It's
it does.
milk
It
cho-
doesn't. So-
Yeah, it's milk chocolate covering nougat, caramel, and peanuts. Don't worry, we did our research while you were gone.
Yep.
Oh, this is. So I have Space Bear blend from Black Rifle. It's the first time I tried.
Space
It's actually it's actually a light roast.
Mm.
One of our friends gave it to me to try out, and it's actually the flavor is fantastic.
Is it decaf?
So, Jared, you remember the video I was talking about, the one I sent to Screw with Graham, where your mom helped me?
Yeah.
I put it up on Liberty Mastermind so anyone can see it now.
Oh, that's funny. I need to go watch it.
Anybody who's on Liberty Mastermind.
Oh yeah, because we are live to the public right now. If you're not in the Liberty Mastermind group, it's your own
And
fault.
it's your own
You
fault.
could go to get SOTG and join for just $1.
That's right. You could be there, and you could be seeing videos like that.
A deal at twice the price.
That's right.
Or bargain at twice the price.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Is everybody ready to begin episode 2?
Did you just watch it?
Yeah.
So that's what Graham saw.
Oh, you took the white wrapping off of its head. Was it toilet paper or something? What the hell was
Yeah.
on that?
Yeah, your mom wrapped its head in toilet paper or something weird, but
I'm surprised you guys are touching that thing.
oh no, we've been using it for training and stuff, and we've been. You know what your mom did? She stuck that in my closet. So when I opened my closet to get dressed this morning, it was sitting on the shelf.
Were you
That's
surprised?
funny.
So
also,
I-
have you
I put it on
confirmed
the-
that mom put it in the closet?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and so I took it and I put it in her bed and covered it up. So when she uncovers the covers, it'll be there. And I'm not.
Ah!
Are we ready to uncover this episode?
Yes, we're ready to uncover the episode. Episode 1052.
Yes, indeed. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. All right, Dad, go ahead and start us off in 3, 2.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, it's time for Wednesday's episode of Student of the Gun Radio, episode 1052. And the original release date for this is 5521. If you're listening to it in the future, it's like, why do they keep saying that? That annoys me. He needs to stop saying that. It's an inside joke. Well, I'm not inside. I don't get that joke.
It's for our buddy Dave.
That's right. Dave's not here, man. But this is Zach's birthday. Happy birthday to Zach.
Yeah, I'm getting old.
To Zach.
Happy birthday.
So
Happy birthday.
you've been able to drink for years now and vote and all that stuff. So
I can't rent a car until next year.
oh, that's so freaking.
The insurance companies dictate what companies do now.
Yeah, that's what buckwheat say.
Apparently that happens in the trucking industry as well.
Yeah, but we say how that dictate. So anyway, we're gonna move on. That's like hormone. You can't say hormone and me not think that, and you can't say dictate and not think of buckwheat. All right, we're moving on. We got a brown nose bullet points for you guys today. We've got a Student of the Gun homeroom. And then we're going to talk about what's going on down in Tejas, all that and more on today's super cool birthday episode of Student of the Gun Radio.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And Case, we were talking on Monday about literature, about books, audiobooks, Kindle books, paperback books, and so forth. And I was remiss because I didn't say anything about it on Monday, but that's all right. I can still do it. If we didn't mention the fact that our friend, Nicholas Orr, has an official website. It's called officialnicholasorr.com. The link is in the show notes. And Mr. Orr is a fiction writer. Now, he's written nonfiction as well. There's The Pipe Hitter's Guide to Crushing the Coming Societal Breakdown, which is a nonfiction book. And actually, I was talking to Nick yesterday, and he was pretty happy. The Pipe Hitter's Guide had moved all the way up to number 44,000, like 44,800, in all books on Amazon. And you say, that's
released.
You're like, that's not a big deal. Now, there's 3.5 million titles on Amazon. So when your book is 44,000 out of 3.5 million, that puts you in the top 1%. So there you go. So we've got the original Operator book, the Operator Book 2, Sin City, and then the newest one, the Operation Diomedes. And if you don't know the reference there, you should look it up, and then you will be educated. But our buddy, we talked a little bit on Monday about books and Kindles and audios and all that stuff. So if you'd like to read some good fiction, and educational fiction as well, or some of his articles, go pop on over to nicholasorr.com. And Zach's working with, he doesn't have a physical store. Nick doesn't, he's not big enough to have a physical store. So we work with him for the physical stuff. And for those of you that ordered signed copies of the new book, Operation Diomedes, those were shipped to the shipping ogre, Zach. And by the time these words drip ever so gently into your ear holes, Those books should be in Zachary's hands and then on their way to you. So there you go. Are there any left, Zach? Are there any signed copies left for people if they want one?
Oh, yeah, totally. If you go to shopsotg.com and go to the book section, Operation Diomedes should be up in the top of the results.
Okay, cool.
Or you can just look up the operator in the search bar. Either way.
There you go. The Operator series. All right. Let's go ahead and move from there to what do we do every single Wednesday, and today is no exception. Brownell's Bullet Points, brought to you by Brownell's. Boom. Yes, indeed. All right. On Monday, we kind of teased you with this. We said, Effie, brace yourself. Well, we've got some news in the world of Gozer, the world of bracing. If you go to, with a link that we dropped in the show notes for you guys, the folk at Magpul have recently released 2 new pistol braces. Yes, indeed. They have a BTR arm brace, and then they have a BSL arm brace. And they are similar products. They're not identical, but they are similar. You say, well, what's the BFD? You say it's a BTR and a BSL. What's the BFD? Well, the BFD for the BTR and the BSL is that you can install them on a standard AR-15 pistol tube or a standard AR-15 carbine tube. So if you have a pistol, a rifle caliber pistol, and it has the buffer tube, an adjustable stock buffer tube on it, you know, with the little holes in it, you can install either the BTR or the BSL directly onto that. And it also offers tool-free adjustment. So you can make adjustments without using tools. Pretty cool, huh? Is intended to as a stabilizing accessory. This is a quote. This product has been designed and intended for use as a stabilizing accessory for one-handed firing. Sure. Toolless single-handed length of pull adjustment. It's ambidextrous, and it has QD cups. That's a quick detach cup. So if you wanted to put a slang on that, and it actually has M-lock capable slots on it. So if that's something you'd be looking for, so both those products are from Magpul, and they are available right now on the Brownells website. So, and we dropped the link in the show notes for you guys. And speaking of braces, so those braces were intended to be used for stoner-based AR style firearms, right? Well, our boys over at SB Tactical, the OG of braces, They are the OG of braces, and we actually had an interview with the founder of SB Tactical, and that. Jared, do you remember when that was? Was that in the thousands? Were we in the thousands then? I think we were, because I think it was right after we did the big episode 1000 release, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. But
I just checked in with him. I was sitting in Mr. Bosco a text message to see how he's doing.
Bosco.
He said they're super busy.
Oh yeah. So, I confirmed with my friend Jeff Creamer, who is the president of SB Tactical. They have a new product. It's called the AKTF. And the AKTF is a stabilizing brace for Kalashnikov style pistols, but it doesn't require a pick rail. You know, a lot of these side folders, it's a side folding brace, It's a side-folding brace, but you can mount it to an AK or a Kalashnikov-style pistol just like you did the old school original ones. You remember the old school original AK braces? There's actually one of my favorites because it's a rock solid pistol brace. Is it the SOB? Yeah, the SOB 47. If you're looking for a serious rock solid pistol brace, and there's one right there. There's actually one
right there.
Reach down.
Reach it and show it.
So this be the SOB 47. All right, this is a rock solid pistol brace for a Kalashnikov pistol, and it does not require a pick rail or any additional hardware to be screwed or attached or modified. You don't have to modify your gun. Well, the new 8 AKTF uses that same technology, but it's side folding capable.
Oh yeah.
It's
and you know what the picture on the website is attached to?
Mm-hmm.
The micro from Century.
Is that the Century micro?
It looks like it. If it's not, then maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I think that's actually based upon where the site.
Oh yeah, it's actually
that's a PAP.
Yeah, that's a PAP.
It's a PAP, but Century sells PAPs. So yeah, I talked to Jeff Creamer, and he said that those are shipping. So if you go to SB Tactical, and if you guys one of these guys who has an AK pistol and you don't have a brace on it, you should. So
by the way, the episode number was 994.
Oh, no kidding! So it was before 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So yeah, if you want to hear a really good interview with us and Alex Bosco, the founder, the original OG of pistol braces, he's the dude who got this whole ball rolling. You're like, oh no, this company makes one and that company makes one and that company makes one. None of this would be happening right now if it wasn't for Alex Bosco. If it wasn't for him, that you wouldn't have. Here's the deal. Can we be honest with each other? Is this a show where we can be honest, Jared?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that a trick question?
No, let's go ahead and be honest.
Okay.
Pistol or rifle caliber pistols have been around for a long time.
Well, hold on. Let me check with the audience and check on their feelings to make sure that we can do that. Is that okay?
Rifle caliber pistols have been around for a long time. AK pistols have been around. Olympic Arms used to made one like 30 years ago or something. Bushmaster made one. They've been around, but until Alex Bosco sat down and came up with the stabilizing pistol brace, they were essentially range toys. They were interesting novelties. I mean, the Crink pistols have been around. I remember going into the gun shop in Worcester, Ohio, and I haven't been in Ohio for 15 years, so it's been at least 15 years. And Nick saying, hey, look what we got. Actually, it was Charlie, who's been gone. God rest his soul. Charlie's been gone for a long time. Charlie saying, hey, look what we got. And it was a Crink pistol. And I was like, oh, that's interesting and cool. And they were interesting novelties, but they were not practical. It was Alex Bosco and SB Tactical that made rifle caliber pistols practical things to use. They went from being an interesting novelty or a range toy to something that's actually a serious firearm. So you should know that. That is, if you're going to be in my audience, that's a piece of information that you should possess and understand. So there you go. Today's Brownell's Bullet Points is all about brace yourself. Brace yourself, freaks. Yes, indeed. All right. Our buddies at Duracoat want you to not have an ugly gun. Life is too short
to have an ugly gun.
That's right. Go to DuracoatFirearmFinishes.com and hook yourself up. SWAT fuel. What do those dudes do? Well, they have the 9mm plus piece still in stock. You should. It's good stuff. Here's what I'm going to tell you. What are you going to tell me, Paul? I'm going to tell you, if you're one of these guys that have the emergency lockers, you have either a cupboard or a locker or a pantry or a fruit cellar or whatever, where you have all of your emergency stuff. In the event of fill in the blank, right? In the event of fill in the blank, I have all this stuff in this room, in this closet, in this locker, in this whatever. There should be a bottle of 9mm plus P in there. In the event of a crisis, a national crisis, a citywide crisis, a statewide crisis, an emergency, your body and mind are going to be taxed to a point where they aren't normally. You're going to need the focus. You're going to need the energy. That's just reality. And it's not narcotic. It's just good, natural, kick you in the butt stuff. So if nothing else, you should have a bottle of 9mm plus P. And if they wouldn't have been screwed over by the state governments who decided that vitamin manufacturing was not essential for the apocalypse, they'd still have the 40 caliber, but they do have the 9mm plus P, and it's actually on sale. So go to swatfuel.com and pick up at least one bottle of it. Put it in your emergency cabinet. You will not regret it. Or maybe you will. I don't know. You won't. And then, of course, if you want to find out when the braces just released, and the reason I knew that is because I got an email from Brownells that said new products, Magpul braces, and I opened it and I looked at it. And that just happened 2 days ago. If you want to be, in the know, sign up for their newsletter. Bing, bang, boom. All right, Zach, it's Wednesday. Give them what they need to know.
ShopSOTG.com is the perfect place to go if you are a student of the gun. Whether you want to expand your brain, increase your marksmanship, or help keep your family safe. All that, plus the pimp hand brands that you love. ShopSOTG.com has almost anything that an American patriot would want. Education, enlightenment, and entertainment, and we're open 24/7. Check out ShopSOTG.com today and see for yourself.
All right. Yeah, I don't know what the farfignugan happened to that link. I had it when I was doing my show prep, but it's no big deal. I found it. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Moving on. We're going to move on to the Student of the Gun Homeroom of the Week, brought to you by our buddies at Crossbreed Holsters. All right, that right there is when the homosexual algorithm for fascist book decides that we have to be silenced, even though we do have express written permission to use that music. All right, moving on. We've got if you guys want to save money on a good holster, a good belt, a good magazine pouch, a chest rig, whatever, go to crossbreedholsters.com. Use the promotional code SOTG. You're going to get a high-quality product from a good family-owned company, and you're going to save money. So it's win-win-win, freaks. All right, we are always talking about being dangerous on demand. Are we not? Yes. How do you do that? You actually carry your GAT on your body. As a citizen of the United States of America, the government does not have the authority under the Constitution. You say, yeah, but it's a different state. Here's the thing. It's called the Supremacy Clause. When we all got together as a country, we came together and we had a mutual compact. The Constitution and the Bill of Rights, 1 through 10, that is a compact. That is a contract that we all made with each other, the federal government and the states and so on and so forth. They said, all right, but here's the deal. We're going to have different states. We're going to keep bringing in more states and more states and more states. But we can't bring in a new state and have a state say, hey, we're just going to force everyone to become Buddhists and we're going to disarm everyone and no one's allowed to have a newspaper or whatever because we said you can't. And they said, no. Here's the framework, right? And there's this thing called the Supremacy Clause. So people who say, oh, well, in Illinois is allowed to ignore the Second Amendment because they're their own independent state. No, they're not. That was the whole purpose of having a United States of America. This is when we go back 30 years and we're like, yeah, I know, duh. I learned this in high school civics. I learned this in U.S. government class when I was a senior. But apparently we don't teach Americans this anymore. And apparently when you're a tin pot dictator, tyrant piece of crap, like people who live in Cook County, Illinois, you have not acquainted yourself with the Bill of Rights. And you feel the authority to go around it or ignore it altogether. Now, Jared, I reach down and pick up your copy of the Constitution. I know it's right there.
It's actually at my other desk.
Oh, you butthead.
Sorry. I'll go grab it real quick. Hold on.
I was going to have you read verbatim. Yeah. He tricked me. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is important. You say, well, you want to talk about being dangerous on demand and carrying guns, man? What does that have to do with politics? What does carrying guns and being dangerous on demand have to do with politics? Only everything.
Guns are political.
Yeah, guns are politics. All right. So, Jared, I want you to read for me Amendment 2, verbatim from this little document called the United States Constitution.
Do we still have these?
In stock? I don't know. Zach, do we?
We do.
Zach, we do. If you don't have a copy of this pocket Constitution, you get them for $1 at shop.sotg.com. Highly recommend you go do that. Amendment number 2 is a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
But then it says, unless you're smarter than the people and you want to charge them a fee to own a gun.
Yep.
Right? Does it say that?
Yep.
No, it doesn't say that. So, but in crap holes, in socialist crap holes like New Jersey and Illinois, they've just decided, well, yeah, it might say that, but we don't care. We're just going to do what we want to do. We're going to charge you a fee. Oh, Massachusetts. I almost let Massachusetts off the hook. We're going to charge you a fee and make you come to the government to beg for permission. You see, that's not what 2A is about. We don't have to go to our workers, our representatives, our employees to ask permission.
Yeah. Section 22 of the Illinois Constitution. It says, subject only to the police power, the right of the individual citizen to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
What does that first part mean?
Subject only to the police power. I don't know.
What? Yeah.
I have to unpack that a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Subject only to the police power, the right of the individual citizen to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead. And this story is actually from an unusual source. It's outdoorlife.com, and it was published on April 29th, 2020. And we knew this was coming down the pike. I actually talked with Mark on his radio show on Tuesday about this. I think it was Tuesday. Yeah.
What radio show is that? What's that called?
Armed American Radio.
Armed American Radio.
Yep.
With host Mark Walters. Yes.
You caught me a second there. I was like, the Mark Show.
Yeah, like the Mark Show. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Illinois judge finds firearm owner identification card, which is FOID, law unconstitutional. Gun ownership laws in Illinois may be loosened after a county judge ruled that the state's FOID card violates the Second Amendment.
Hello and or duh.
And from my understanding of Section 22 of the Illinois Constitution, it probably also violates that.
Violates the state constitution as well.
Let's see. Scrolling down. I like this website because there's not pop-up ads all over the darn place. And thank you, Outdoor Life, whoever makes this thing.
I actually had to close down too, but all right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
An Illinois Circuit Court judge in White County has ruled they need to change the name of that.
Oh, They're
has ruled
rapists.
the Illinois firearm owner identification card violates the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. This is a quote from Webb. The court finds that any fee associated with exercising the core fundamental constitutional right of armed self-defense within one's home violates the Second Amendment. Currently, all Illinois gun owners must obtain a FOID card in order to legally possess a firearm inside state lines. Judge T. Scott Webb ruled the FOID card law was unconstitutional on Tuesday, saying it makes the Second Amendment a facade by turning a right into a privilege, according to the Second Amendment Foundation. Look at that.
Wow. Yeah, and Alan Gottlieb and 2AF.
Dude, they're going hard. Have you seen some of the videos? I totally support this foundation.
2AF, yeah. Second.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
In 2017, in fact, I would like to donate my time if anybody listening right now knows anybody in Second Amendment Foundation, and
I don't know anybody that's in that. Do you?
In 2017, I think his name's Mark or something. I don't know. In 2017, an elderly white county resident, Vivian Brown, was
so she was old and white.
Yeah, I get
an elderly lived in the county
resident. That's funny. Was cited for violating the state FOID card law for having a bolt action rifle in her home without owning a FOID card. In early 2018, the White County Circuit Court sided with Brown in her case and found the FOID card law unconstitutional. A subsequent state appeal to the Illinois Supreme Court was made, but no decision was made because the process the circuit court used was called into question. According to Brown's attorney, David Segal, is he related?
Segali.
Yeah. This is the second time a judge has declared the FOID card unconstitutional.
Then why does it still exist?
This is from Webb. It says, quote, requiring a law-abiding citizen to obtain a FOID card and paying a $10 fee to exercise her Second Amendment right within the confines and privacy of her own home does little to protect the general public. If the right to bear arms and self-defense are truly core rights, there should be no burden on the citizenry to enjoy those rights, especially within the confines and privacy of their own homes. A citizen's Second Amendment rights should not be treated in the same manner as a driver's license. Yeah, because they're protected, explicitly mentioned in the Constitution.
In the Constitution. It doesn't say
license
cars or horses or carts or buggies.
Yeah. Webb wrote that the FOID Card Act, quote, doesn't recognize a citizen's Second Amendment right to armed self-defense within the privacy of their home unless and until they pay the $10 fee, provide a photograph, and demonstrate that they don't meet any of the litany of disqualification criteria, end quote. This ruling sets a stage for an Illinois Supreme Court case evaluation.
All right. So you say, well, if this is the second time a judge has said, hey, this is unconstitutional, why does it still exist? Because tyrants do not go quietly. That's why. Because, and how many times have we, judges are like, hey, man, you can't do this. And the state, rather than saying, yeah, we were wrong and we did violate the Constitution, they double down, they lawyer up, and they file motions. They're like, no, we're not going to follow the rules. We're going to do what we want, and screw you, and screw the Constitution, and screw the people. And shame on the people of Illinois for putting up with this crap for as long as they have. Why did it take an elderly white county resident to file this? Well, she's white and she's exercising her privilege.
Good Lord.
Why did it take a little old lady? Where are all the men in Illinois? Well, what do you mean, man?
Didn't you know that men being a man is
ruffling
because women requested that men be a little bit more sensitive, and now that they're a little bit more sensitive, they aren't really men anymore.
They're super vag-tastic. Yeah, where are the men in Illinois? Why did it take a little old lady?
Well, there's another example here. Hold on, I have to use this. That is another perfect example that women have really ruled the world from beginning of time. Yeah. Zeus was mad because Hera was controlling him, and so he took out all his frustrations on his children and everybody else.
You know what's funny about that? Just as a quick aside, if you've ever read the Iliad or the Odyssey or any of the classics, and then you watch the Disney movie Hercules, you're like, no, nuh-uh, not even close. It's like, first of all, Hera wasn't Hercules' mom.
No.
Zeus was putting his godlike wee-wee in anything he wanted to.
That needs to be a meme. Godlike wee wee.
I mean, that's half of like Achilles was the same way. He was half God, and Hercules was half God. Anyway, just
Makes a better story for the kids.
Yeah, for the story, Zeus and Hera. No, that wasn't it at all. But so when I was on Mark's show, I had a genius idea. So, you know how Illinois and New Jersey and Massachusetts, they have these scams to make their citizens beg for permission to be armed. And that's FOID, right? Firearms Owners Identification, FOID.
It's literally ransoming rights back to you.
Yeah. Well, I thought as the AAFU, the American Association of Firearms Users, that what we could do is issue our members FOAD cards. FOAD cards.
FOAD.
Yeah. Wouldn't that I think, because the FOAD card would easily trump the FOID card.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And people out there, they're like, well, what does FOAD stand for? It stands for something I can't say on the public. It stands for fornicate off and die. Only.
If you
know
go to Google and you say, what does FOAD stand for?
Urban Dictionary. What does FOAD mean?
It says fall over and die.
Fall over. Yeah, that's what it says.
Over. Freak off and die.
Freak off and die.
Polite form.
So instead of a FOID card, we would issue a FOAD card. If anybody questions you about your rights, you can just show them your card. And
not a chode card.
They can FOAD. They can FOAD. And that's what the people of Illinois need to say to their tin pot tyrants up there in Cook County. They need to tell them to FOAD and that they're tired of their crap. Or you could just continue to just truck on.
I know we have listeners from Illinois in here.
Oh, I know we do too.
I would like to know what the first portion of Section 22 in your Constitution says, what it means, subject only to the police power. So does it mean that I don't want to get too far into
it. The popo's the government, and if it means like, well, the government's allowed to do whatever they want, but you're not. Any law that exempts the state from itself is unconstitutional, illegal, and tyrannical. End of story. All right, moving on. Let's go down to the Republic of Tejas. I don't know what music we're going to play, but I don't know. Do I have any cool music for this? All right. I don't have any cool music. All right. Bill, we've got this is from 29 April 2021. We got a lot of end of April stories here. So all this stuff is like right now happening. And one of our grad program members said, hey, we need some help in Texas. And I don't know what I can do for you. I mean, I've been doing all I can do for you guys. Other than, I mean, if you want like Tennessee, now, if you guys want Tennessee to come down and kick your legislature's ass, I mean, like they did during the Alamo, and, you know, I think you do that. You know what Tennessee says? Don't mess, or James says, don't mess with Texas, or Tennessee will kick your ass.
Kick your ass, yeah.
Zach, are you over there like writing down like beep, 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 beep?
We can say ass.
Yeah, we can say
long
ass.
As it's not in conjunction with any other words.
Right, we can't attach any other words to it, like jack or hole or anything else. Or face.
Okay, we'll stop that now. There will be an accidental one and it'll get missed.
All right, Jared, read me the story. This comes from the TexasTribune.org.
Sorry, I was having too much fun. I didn't open the story yet.
Oh, we still
Bill,
show?
Yeah, bill allowing permitless carrying of handguns advances to Texas Senate floor where its fate remains uncertain. Permitless carry. I hate that term. The bill would nix the requirement for most Texas residents to obtain a license to carry handguns. Texans would also no longer be required to receive training before carrying a handgun in public.
Oh, I mean, because all criminals get state-approved training before going out and whacking each other, right?
I need to write this down real quick because I forgot to research it. And last time we talked about this thing, I posed the question of, do more pro-gun bills and laws, do they pass, the protection laws for the Second Amendment, do they pass when we have Democrats in as presidents and the Senate and the House, or is it more likely to be done when Republicans are in control? Because it seems to me like these states are finally like, oh crap, we probably should do this. Listen to our people because
Stand up to the feds.
There's actually a threat now.
And the other thing I was going to ask you people up in Illinois is how many of the gangbangers who are murdering each other in Chicago have FOID cards? None. What? It has nothing to do with crime prevention or safety. It has everything to do with control.
Yeah, but they get their guns from people with FOID cards.
Yeah. Yeah, the Crips and the Bloods up there in Chicago, they're like, hey man, you got your FOID card? No, you better not be carrying no gun. You got not no FOID card, because that's a violation.
Okay, good to go.
All right. So continuing on with the story about Tejas.
A Texas bill that would allow people to carry handguns without a permit quickly sailed through Thursday.
Sailed out of the state Senate.
Sailed Thursday out of a state Senate committee recently created to specifically tackle the legislation. That was a weird sentence.
That was a weird sentence, yeah.
Maybe I'm just dumb. The move marks a significant step for the controversial proposal that for years struggled to gain momentum in either chamber.
Why is it controversial?
I don't know.
Says who? Who says it? That's what I want to know. Who wrote this story? Sean Mulcahy.
Yeah.
So Sean, why is it controversial? Who told you to put that word in your story?
It's just a descriptor. It's journalism.
No, it's crap. It's designed to lead people in a certain direction. It's a pejorative.
But it remains to be seen whether the measure already passed by the Texas House has enough support to make it out of the Senate and to the desk of Governor Greg Abbott. Abbott's already said he'd sign it, so
yeah,
y'all in Texas need to be calling your senators.
That's right. You need to get on your senators and hammer them.
I've seen a few of my friends in Texas that are on social media, mostly on Instagram. They'll post pictures of the names of the reps and the numbers to call, so they're easy to find. The proposal would nix the requirement for Texas residents to obtain a license to carry handguns if they're not prohibited by state or federal law from possessing a gun. Texans would also no longer be required to receive training before carrying a handgun in public.
Because all criminals receive training.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm definitely get training before you carry, but I don't think it should be a requirement.
Yeah, no,
highly recommend getting.
Country, you make decisions.
Yeah, it's like I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but
citizens to do things.
You should definitely.
We give you education, enlightenment, and encouragement. We don't force you.
Texans under current state law must generally be licensed to carry handguns either openly or concealed. Some law enforcement officers, concealed carry license instructors, and Democrats have noticed or have voiced opposition to the legislation, citing safety and concerns.
Okay, let me go ahead.
Really hard time here.
Oh, here we go. This is when Paul drops the hammer. Some law enforcement officers enforce the law.
FOID.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You swore to uphold the Constitution. And the Constitution is Second Amendment, and it says shall not be infringed. So if you think concealed carry license instructors, okay, they can seriously FOID. If you are against this because you're afraid you're going to lose revenue, you're a scumbag. I want to know, Texas residents, I want to know, I want you to expose these scumbags. If any Texas concealed carry license instructor has gone public and said they're against this, plaster their name everywhere you can. They are scumbags. They're carpetbaggers. They are prostitutes and whores. They're not your friend. They're not your friend. Any law enforcement officer who thinks this is a bad idea is not your friend. Because, well, what do you mean, Paul? What means is if they're against this, that means they don't actually believe that the Bill of Rights says what it says. If a law enforcement officer is against this, then they believe that the state has the authority to take your rights and hold them hostage. You don't want those people on your police departments, sheriff's departments, or anywhere else. Those are the people that come to your house at 3 a.m. and kick in your door because your neighbor said you had a plastic accessory for your gun, and you're not allowed to have a plastic accessory for your gun. Those are the people that will go anywhere and do anything they're told because they feel like the law only applies to peasants, not to them, and they are above you and you are below them. Any law enforcement officer, chief, sheriff, deputy, whatever, that comes out against the Constitution is not your friend. And then it says, and Democrats. They can FOID all day long. I have a satchel of Richards over here to give to the Texas Democrats. The fact that the Democrats exist in Texas is an insult to me. I don't even know what to say. But go on. Do we have is that enough? I don't need all the whiny, namby-pamby little. There was a massacre in El Paso and gun safety measures. They have all the gun safety measures you could possibly want in Chicago, and they slaughter each other every week. Stop perpetuating the lie.
We have a 3-day weekend coming up at the end of May. Probably.
Yep.
I bet you that shootings will rise. What do they say? What's the 3-day
record
weekend?
breaking?
Yeah, record-breaking weekend shooting.
The violence. Because there's not enough control. Yeah, there's not enough gun control. That's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, and here's the deal. You need to come right out and say it. Any Democrat, weak, spineless Republican, sheriff, chief, whatever, that says, well, I'm all for concealed carry, but I think people should have to get training and permission slips and cards and fingerprints and say, yeah, because all the gangbangers and criminals and thugs, they all do that. Well, no, they don't, but it's for safety. And no, it's not. It's for control. So you believe that the government has the authority to take your constitutional rights, hold them hostage, and ransom them back to you. No, I didn't say that at all. Yes, you did. You just did. You just said that. You endorse ransom. Yeah. No, there's no getting around it. That's it. And make them, call them out for what they are. When they say this crap, don't let them get away with it. Cops, Democrats, scumbags, concealed carry license instructors. You mean carpetbagger scumbags, prostitutes and whores who just showed up because guns are cool and they can make a bunch of money off of gun owners. Fornicate them. Make them famous. There's some national fornicators who have been One of them in particular who's become really famous lately for being a carpet-bagging fornicator.
It took people a little while to come around and realize that.
Yeah, geez, it took
they
them
were
long
a
enough.
Chimney Christmas.
Just took them long enough. And there's some people out there, who's Paul talking about?
It's
Get
right.
together, you'll know him.
You'll know.
Get together and talk with each other. You'll know who I'm talking about. So, boys, do we have any Q's or A's or anything else to add to this?
I don't believe so. Jared, did you notice any?
No questions on my end.
No questions on your end. So, there you go. Guns are politics. Guns are instruments of liberty. If you do not view a firearm first and foremost as an instrument of liberty, then you don't have the right to own it or carry it. Yes, you do, because hunting and competition and collecting and there's nothing in the Constitution about hunting or sports or competition or collecting or dirt. It's for to ensure the free state. That's why Jefferson and Adams and Monroe and Madison and Washington and all those dudes got together. Necessary for the security of a free state. So all you guys are like, oh, no, you're wrong, Paul. Guns are not instruments of liberty. They can be anything. They can be for hunting or collecting or sports or derp. You do all that stuff after you have secured liberty. If your desire to participate in a hobby comes before your desire for liberty, you're wrong and you need to get your head right. Liberty comes first. And then when you have liberty, you can do all those other fun hobby-like activities. The problem that we fall into is we allow the left to say that we can only have things that fall into hobby category. Well, you can have your duck gun. We'll let you. You can have your competition 22 rifle. We'll let you. We'll allow you to have that. But you can't have those guns because you could fight people with those guns. No. Liberty is first. And this Illinois story is about liberty. This Texas story is about liberty. Guns are instruments of liberty first for free men, for citizens. Now, if you're a slave of a socialist nation and your government allows you to play games with guns, well, all right, that's fun for you. But you don't have liberty. And without liberty, nothing else matters. Yeah. And that's the slap that I just put down because I am the pimp hand of America, just in case you forgot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back mañana on Thursday, to bring the hammer down on a special grad program episode. You can join the grad program if you wanna. Just go to getsotg.com. That's GETSOTG.com. Sign up and join us tomorrow. Boys, this is your last chance to say anything to the audience. Nope.
Thank you for listening.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday.
Birthday.
Remember, you're a beginner once.
You're a student for life.
We appreciate your reviews. If you haven't left a review or updated yours recently, head on over to Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast player to voice your opinion. Don't forget to join us at the Student Lounge, a place for like-minded individuals to learn, connect, and support each other. No chicanery will be tolerated. Remember to check studentofthegun.com daily for new, free content and giveaways. Watch, listen, read, shop, and connect at studentofthegun.com. Are you a social butterfly? Connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for new content each and every day at Student of the Gun. Watch Student of the Gun TV and videos from our trusted partners on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Chromecast, and even AirPlay. Go to studentofthegun.com for direct links, and remember, you're a beginner once, a student for life.